Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Angela Cudger, the founder of Legacy Holistic Health Institute and metaphysician and owner of this YouTube channel. You guys, thanks so much for being here. We're continuing our daily videos for the month of December, and today's video you should be getting on December the 2nd. We are going to describe what portals are. Now, you've probably already heard a couple things about portals, but I still get a lot of questions. So over the month of December, I'm going to be making short, quick videos answering these questions that I get asked the most often. And this one is going to be about portals. Now, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. This channel is dedicated to the health, wellness, and spiritual evolution of women over 40. So if you're not a woman or you're not over 40, you could certainly stay and glean from the amazing content that's here on this channel. Subscribe, hang out with us, and be part of the community if you want to as well. But a lot of the topics that I will be covering will be geared towards helping those kinds of amazing women. The next thing that I want to say is those of you who are returning, y'all are my people. Thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes, and all of your support on this channel. I love you. Thank you so much. Now, anything that I describe in this video, whether it is the Metaphysical Masterclass membership, for those of you who want more insight on how to develop metaphysics in your own life, how to learn about auras and cleansing and portals and all of this amazing stuff that has to do with metaphysics and the practical applications of these things in your life, we host monthly master classes, and there is a membership for that. And so you want to make sure you check out the link that is pinned in the comments. The other thing I want to say is December is the month of gift giving for so many reasons. And so we are going to be drawing prizes for mindful gifts this month. And so you're going to want to make sure that you like and comment on a video in order to be entered into the drawing. There will be 2 drawings. I might do more, but at least 2 drawings in the month of December, and they will be announced in a separate YouTube video on the 15th and the 31st of December. All right, so let's go ahead, and obviously the more times you comment, the more times you like, the more times your name is entered. So for every comment you put here and for every time you like a video, your name goes into the drawing. All right. And so the more times your name is there, the more likely your chances of winning. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the content. What are portals? Portals open all the time, right? On the planet. A portal can be so let me just start from the beginning. Portals are a way for the etheric or spiritual realm to communicate with the physical realm. It is a way for information, for ideas, for miracles, for all kinds of things to be passed from the etheric or spiritual realm through to the physical realm that you and I live in, I'll say. And we'll talk about why I say that in another video. Live in, quote unquote. And so portals can be a person, they can be a place, they can be a thing, they can be an event that happens on the planet. Now, these things happen at times when the energy on the earth needs to shift. Sometimes there is a collective portal that we all can take advantage of the energy from. If the energy of a specific place or a specific area of the planet has been stagnant, there are these constant portals that open up on these what we call auspicious, which is basically another word for lucky, but I don't really think of it as luck. It's just what we get to work with when we're down here on this planet. And so those kinds of auspicious days are going to be like your 11/11s, your 1/11, your 2/22, February 22nd, February 2nd, 2/2, right? It's going to be your double digits and your numerologically powerful numeric days where you've got double digits. So 12, 12, 10, 10, 11, 11, 9, 9, 8, 8, and so forth. And so, or, like days that you might have that, like 0, 1, 1, 2, right? 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. January, 12th of 2023 was a very auspicious day where you've got these numerological patterns that are happening. You get the sense of the energy of those numbers permeating through the planet or everywhere on the planet that observes that this is actually the day of the year. This date is true and right. And so portals can be usually happen on these days that align with these specific numerological patterns. If you're not familiar with numerology and what numbers mean and all of those things, there is a video. I will link it at the end of this video as a suggestion to watch. Make sure you go and watch that numerology video to learn about numbers, patterns, and what to immediately do when you start to see numbers, okay? Or when you get into numbers, all right? And so one of the things that you want to be aware of is that when portals open, they are specifically there to vent or flush out the old energy and begin to call in or pour in the new energy. What a lot of people kind of misunderstand is that they have to specifically, in some cases, they have to specifically be working on or have started on or be in the motion of new energy. They're feeling the shift. They're feeling that things need to change. That is a way that our bodies and our minds start to work on this newness. And then when this portal opens, all of what we've been doing starts to make sense. And it's easier for us to move through the energy of that portal and allow the universe to facilitate the shift that we're looking for. And so that's what these portals are all about. Now, a human being and an item or a thing can also be a portal. And it doesn't have to be on any specific date. It doesn't have to be of any specific way. A person can be a channel or a medium. They can be a portal through which ancient wisdom comes through which information about the future pours through. They can be a channel for so many different things that it's important that we understand that when a person is a channel or when they are a medium, number one of the things that you're going to find is sometimes they don't really sound like themselves, right? There can be um, a higher pitch or a lower tone to the voice of the person, a higher pitch or lower tone to the, I know you guys saw me check my phone, the higher pitch or a lower tone to the voice of the person who is the actual medium. And so that's one of the things that's one of the things that we need to be aware of is when a person is truly channeling, they're not going to sound like themselves. They're not going to necessarily say things that they would normally say. And sometimes they don't even remember what the channel was about. A lot of times they can remember the entity. They can remember that it was, Archangel Michael or Cryon, some really, really well known channelers. There's a ton of them out there now because there's just so much information that needs to come to the planet, and there's so many people awakened right now and they need assistance. They need help understanding all of these pieces. They are the two that are really cool to listen to are Bashar, Bashar, and Cryon, Kryon, right? These are two that you can, if you don't know what channeling and things like that are, just two that you can go and look up and get an idea about what a person does or how they are when they channel. And then the other thing to understand is when a person channels or they're a medium or they become this portal for the information to pour through, that sometimes they have to work their energy up because the human being lives in a lower, denser vibration than everyone and everything else kind of in the universe. And I remember I remember reading a book by Dolores Cannon called The Convoluted Universe, and it's so worth getting. It's so worth getting. But I remember reading a book called The Convoluted Universe, and one of the things that she said was when she was working with someone that was channeling, that person said the entity that spoke through them said that's why Earth is out there by itself because of the energy of earthlings, right? No one wants that kind of energy, right? Everyone else is of a much, much higher vibration than we are, meaning they can speak without using their mouths. It's a lot of different things that other beings can do that we can't do. And if you're on this channel and you're like, what is she talking about? If you don't already know that you're not the end all be all to human, you don't think the human being is the only entity or being or thing that exists. You could not possibly think that, right? Not at this point. They found so many other planets at this point, and signs of life elsewhere that you're not alone, right? And so these types of beings are much more further along in their development of psychic abilities, in telepathy, and all of these different things. And so they have the ability to channel through human beings to give information to kind of help get us caught up, right? Is the way I see it. Kind of bring us up to speed, right? And so you want to make sure that you understand what portals are. Sometimes kids are portals. Sometimes kids bring messages, they bring information, and sometimes parents are like, I don't know why he or she would say that. Well, that's one of the things they need to be aware of, that sometimes children are incredible portals, right? And so we want, and they are easier to work with and to speak through than adults who may have blockages, who may say, well, I don't know why I thought of that. That's that's not really true. They have a lot of different blockages instead of being in a space of allowing, and allowing themselves to be able to receive the message and then say, direct me as to where this message needs to go. So keep that in mind. All right. So portals come to assist us with an exchange of information with the divine. That can also happen through prayer. You open up a portal when you pray. That can also happen through meditation. You certainly open up portals when you meditate or you go into trance or whatever it is, ecstatic dance, whatever it is. You have the ability to open up a portal so that information can be passed through. So keep that in mind. Listen, when you have a portal open, there's so many ways to use the energy, so many ways to get information, but you always want to make sure that you have a way to track the information as a human being should, whether it is, in the case of different mediums, they track information by recording it. They also track information by writing down. Some people track information by free writing, right? I've been able to free write for years, information and things that I normally wouldn't know anything about. And so you want to make sure that you understand what portals are used for, and that they are powerful and that they are here to facilitate so much more help for all of us. Listen, if you have stayed this long, I appreciate you and I love you, and know that I'm always holding space for everyone who lays eyes on this channel. So if you haven't already yet, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this channel. Kind of something like this.